The man running Google's entire AI empire just stepped aside. Google's most legendary engineer walked out the door the same day, and the co-leads of the Gemini model reportedly quit for a startup. All of that happened within about 24 hours, and Alphabet's stock sank into the 350s on the news. So here's the question this whole video hangs on. Is this a promotion story or an exodus story? Because the answer decides whether the biggest capital spending program in corporate history still has a driver at the wheel. By the end of this brief, you will have what you need to judge that for yourself. Quick context, 30 seconds. Demis Hassabis co-founded DeepMind, sold it to Google in 2014, won a Nobel Prize for protein folding, and has run Google's unified AI effort since the big merger of its labs. Jeff Dean joined Google in 1999 and built the infrastructure that made Google, search, ads, the data centers, the AI chips. These are not replaceable middle managers. These are the two most credible scientists the company has. And as of this week, neither of them is running anything at Google day to day. Here's the shape of it: the shuffle, the money, and the succession war. The third one is the part nobody is saying out loud. First, the shuffle, and the exact wording matters. Hassabis is no longer CEO of Google DeepMind. His new titles are Chair of Google DeepMind and Chief Scientist of Alphabet, with, quote, full attention on actively shaping the future of AGI. The new chief executive is Koray Kavukcuoglu, DeepMind's longtime technology chief, 13 years inside the lab, the engineer behind breakthroughs like WaveNet. And here is the detail to hold on to. He reports directly to Sundar Pichai, and he now owns the Gemini models, the frontier research, the Gemini app, and the developer platform, all of it. Meanwhile, Jeff Dean is not getting a new Google title at all. He is leaving after 27 years to launch an independent public benefit corporation for machine learning and science with Google as a founding investor. And reporting says 2 Gemini co-leads are walking out to build a startup. Every one of these moves has a polite explanation. All of them happening in one day is not polite. It is a restructuring. Second, the money, because this only matters at Alphabet's scale. Alphabet is running one of the largest capital spending programs any company has ever attempted, on the order of $100 billion a year on chips, data centers, and power. 2 weeks ago, when Alphabet raised that spending plan again, investors sold the stock. Wall Street is already nervous about whether the AI build-out pays for itself. Now add Wednesday. The stock slipped into the 350s, not on earnings, not on a product flop, but on an org chart. Read what the market just told you. Investors believe the people matter more than the buildings. You can buy chips with money. You cannot buy the judgment that decides what to do with them. And the session around it made the nerves obvious. AMD doubled its AI business, and the stock fell anyway. SpaceX beat earnings and dropped 8% on AI spending questions. In that mood, Google losing scientific leadership in a single day is exactly the wrong headline. Third, the succession war, the part nobody says out loud. Look at the actual power flow. Before this week, Research Royalty ran Google's AI. After this week, Product Command runs it, reporting straight to the CEO, while the scientists got moved upstairs. Chair, Chief Scientist, advisory titles with prestige and no army. We have watched this exact movie across the industry. OpenAI's reshuffles pushed founders out as operators took over. Meta raided every lab in the valley to build a product-first superintelligence team. The pattern is always the same. When the science phase ends and the monetization phase begins, the operators take the wheel and the visionaries get a title and a lab. Maybe that is healthy. Gemini is a product now, serving billions of people, and products need operators. Or maybe the people who actually invent the future just told you quietly that the most interesting work is no longer inside Google. Jeff Dean did not take a bigger title. He took the exit, and Google paid for the privilege of investing in his next thing. So here's the financial angle. And remember, this is analysis, not financial advice. 3 things to watch. 1, execution risk just went up. $100 billion a year in spending now runs through a brand new chain of command, and integration mistakes at that scale cost real money. 2, watch where the talent lands. Dean's new company, The Gemini co-leads startup. In AI, the org chart of who leaves is a better leading indicator than any earnings call. 3. Watch whether Hassabis' AGI role produces anything visible within a year. If it does, this was a real division of labor. If it goes quiet, then chair and chief scientist were farewell gifts, and you will know which story this was. Which brings me to the question I cannot answer for you. When a company bets $100 billion a year on AI, what is actually the scarcer asset, the compute or the people who know what to do with it? Drop your read in the comments. I read them. Blue pill. This is succession done right. The scientist hands the wheel to the operator, keeps the AGI mission, and the machine gets more disciplined. The stock dip is noise. Red pill. The builders are leaving because the frontier is leaving. Big labs are becoming utilities, and the next DeepMind is being founded in someone's garage right now, partly with Google's own money. Neither answer is stupid. Pick the one you can defend. We drop 3 briefs every day, macro at 7, crypto at 9, and AI at 11 Eastern Time. If you missed this morning, gold added over $1 trillion of value on the same day the Dow hit a record, and the why matters for everything you own. That one is on the channel now. The timeline keeps moving. We will see you in the next one.